Edouard Ngirente urged Rwandans to resist anything that threatens national unity and to oppose those who spread genocide ideology or deny the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. The Ministry of Justice is urging young people to be vigilant when approached by individuals or receive messages promising jobs or scholarships, as they may be traffickers disguising themselves to have victims into human trafficking. On the international scene, the U.S. President Donald Trump has concluded his diplomatic tour of the Middle East, making steps in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. It is always a pleasure to have you on board. My name is Olive Nete. Let's kick off today's edition. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Kagame, has stated that Rwandans have their own unique approach to solving their challenges, just as it is the case for any other country or broader community. The head of state made these remarks while addressing business students from Harvard University in the United States, whom he received at Village Urugwiro this Friday. He emphasized that problem solving in Rwanda is rooted in a deep understanding of who Rwandans are, who they aspire to become, and where they want to go. President Kagame told the students that while Rwanda has made significant strides, the journey continues. He further noted that Rwandans are not boastful, nor do they have much that would warrant arrogance. Instead, they draw strength and resilience from the painful history of their past, using it as a motivation to achieve greater development. Moving ahead, the Prime Minister, Dr. Edouard Ngirente, urged Rwandans to resist anything that threatens the national unity and to oppose those who spread genocide ideology or deny the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. He made these remarks during the 31st commemoration of the genocide against the Tutsi, held in memory of the employees from the former Minetrasco and Minitrap ministries, now part of the Ministries of Justice and Infrastructure. Prince Manzi has the details.
The commemoration took place at the Kigali Genocide Memorial at Gisozi, attended by staff from the Prime Minister's Office, the Ministries of Justice and Infrastructure, the Rwanda Law Reform Commission, and families of employees killed during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. The event began with a tribute to over 250,000 victims buried at the memorial, including wreath-laying at mass graves. Evariste Kalisa, a former Electrogas employee under the former Minitrap ministry, shared how he faced discrimination in school and at work for being Tutsi, and thanked the RPA for stopping the genocide. Until 1994, on the day the plane was shut down, I was accompanying a visitor who had come to see me. At the time, I was living in Nyamirambo. I saw flashes in the air, but since we were used to hearing grenades being thrown, I assumed it was just another one. However, around 10 p.m., I heard on RTLM radio that the President Habyarimana had died. Together with the family, we went to seek refuge at St. Charles Church, but it was already full of people. Fortunately, the family managed to find a way to reach Collège Saint-André. Sadly, they later had to move again because on the 7th and 8th, everyone had fled there was killed. We are deeply grateful to the former RPF soldiers and their leader, Paul Kagame. Personally, I feel the words are not enough to express our gratitude. The genocide ideology that still exists today cannot be fought by anyone else but you, the youth. The Minister of National Unity and Civic Engagement, Dr. Jean Damascene Bizimana, highlighted how during the genocide some staff members in these ministries played a significant role in the atrocities. He urged parents to tell their children the truth about the country's history. The question we who replaced them in these positions should ask ourselves on such days of commemoration, when we reflect on and expose the terrible acts committed by the staff of these institutions, even to the extent of participating in the genocide, is what lessons can we, who were fortunate to be rescued by the Inkotanyi, learn from their wrongdoing so we can build better institutions? We should not make our children slaves to the painful history we went through. Yes, we must talk about this history, but we must not lie to them, and we must not hide the truth. Some parents lie to their children, even though they themselves committed the genocide, and as a result, the children may grow up believing their parents were wrongly accused. Prime Minister Dr. Edward Ngirente reminded Rwandans that remembrance is not just a ceremony, but a solemn pact between the living and the victims of the genocide against the Tutsi. As we commemorate for the 31st time the genocide perpetrated against the Tutsi, let us remember that commemoration is not just a one-day event. It is a continuous act because for us, commemoration is not merely a ceremony, but a solemn pact we share with our loved ones who were killed, people we still loved, and whom the country still needed. This time of remembrance should strengthen our commitment to uphold unity, our unity as Rwandans. What we have achieved on our journey of rebuilding our nation reminds us that Rwanda must be built on the pillars of unity, reconciliation, and development. Together, these form a strong foundation for resilience. Each year, employees from the Prime Minister's Office, the Ministries of Justice and Infrastructure, and the Rwanda Law Reform Commission join families of former staff members killed during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi to honor their memory. The Prime Minister emphasized that this day serves not only as a moment of remembrance, but also an opportunity to comfort the victims' families and reaffirm the nation's solidarity with them.
Moving ahead to other matters, the Ministry of Justice is urging young people to be vigilant when approached by individuals or receive messages from missing jobs or scholarships, as these may be traffickers disguising themselves to lure victims into human trafficking. The ministry warns that this crime is increasingly alarming due to traffickers' evolving tactics. Young people, particularly girls, are the main targets of human trafficking. Traffickers often entice them with offers of well-paying jobs abroad or fully funded education opportunities in foreign countries. On Friday, law enforcement officials completed training designed to deepen their understanding of the changing nature of human trafficking and improve support for victims. The ministry emphasized that youth, especially girls, remain the most vulnerable group. William Denjiinga, Senior State Attorney in the Department of International Justice and Judicial Cooperation at the Ministry of Justice, explained that traffickers have shifted their methods, now using digital platforms and social media to reach victims more easily.
The methods used to lure victims have also changed. In the past, traffickers would be physically present, hiding and looking for ways to deceive people. But now, these crimes are being committed digitally through various social media platforms. They no longer need to be physically present, and they are misleading a large number of people, often only to realize they're in danger when it is already too late.
Most serious consequences for trafficking victims is the severe psychological trauma caused by the abuse, and Rwanda's justice system institutions report that many victims are trafficked to countries in Asia. Moving ahead, Imbuto Foundation has held Imari Agribusiness Challenge for youths in agriculture as part of the ongoing effort to raise awareness among youth to join the agriculture sector and promote food and nutrition security as well as food systems resilience. William Evans unpacks.
Agribusiness Challenge, happening for the second time, aims to engage and support youth entrepreneurs in agriculture to scale up their impact and empower many young farmers. Some of the participants say their innovative ideas will make a huge difference in the agriculture industry.
Gwiza initiative is a project of making organic fertilizer. We make different types of fertilizers like heap compost, where we use animal and plant residues, and also we make vermicompost. In vermicompost we use tiger worms and also household wastes. So this is a better platform to the entrepreneurs to get the seed capital, of course, and also to get we have been trained to get trainings, and also to meet my fellow youth whom we are in the same field. So it's very interesting.
We are specialists in mushroom production and value addition. What we are solving is malnutrition and unemployment.
In just a month, Imbuto Foundation received about 1,224 applications. These were then screened and 60 projects made it to the vetting stage. Out of the 60, 30 already in operation projects across the country were selected, and these will compete to make it to top 15 projects, which will undergo a business clinic. The judges say so far the projects are doing well.
So far, so good. We've seen innovative businesses, and I can't wait to see who are going to the next stage. Coming off to be an entrepreneur, specifically investing in agribusiness, it is a lot of courage, but we need entrepreneurial spirit and go-getters, because most of the times we have youth in the rural areas who have already started, but they need that capacity building. So even it's something that I like that Imbuto Foundation or the Imari Challenge, they take entrepreneurs through the mentorship programs, but we need that to be now to not be given to entrepreneurs as they enter the challenge, but what if the capacity building starts off in the districts, so that now these young entrepreneurs know what they are out for them, because most of them, I believe we have a lot of potential agripreneurs, but they just need to be exposed to those opportunities.
According to Muhire Alex, Head of Programs Department in Imbuto Foundation, the main objective of this program is to invest in human capital development. The main objective, which is also Imbuto Foundation's main strategy, is to invest heavily in human capital development. This aligns with developing Rwandans. So, these projects will be supported to be projects that bring growth to the owners, but above all, turn out to be projects that promote food and nutrition security, as well as food systems resilience, and create more jobs to a number of people. Out of these 30 projects, 15 shall be chosen, and these will take part in several trainings in business management and other essential aspects. And out of the 15, only 10 shall receive a seed capital of 10 million Rwandan francs each. William Evans, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Evans, for the details. Now moving ahead to the education sector, experts, researchers, experienced educators, and students, teachers have emphasized the urgent need to align teaching content with current global trends. This call to action emerged during the closing session of the international conference focused on teacher education, which, with the overreaching goal of promoting sustainable development in the education sector, participants agreed on the necessity of continuous professional development to better prepare aspiring teachers. They stressed that modern teaching must be responsive to the ongoing changes and innovations in the society.
Policymakers to interact with us, researchers and scholars in higher education, because there's always been that policy gap. As researchers, we do a lot of research on matters that affect education, but we don't have platforms where we can share our findings with the policymakers. On the first day, we had the Director of Higher Education Council in Rwanda. He was here, and we shared a lot with him and the audience here. Today, we had a Director for TV, ET, or TVET in Rwanda. And every other day, we have been having some people from the ministry. That is a very good opportunity for us to make our findings reach the policymakers. So this platform should be maintained. Yeah, it's good for the region, it's good for the continent.
Professor Florian Nsanganimana, principal of the UR College of Education, noted that the conference was highly impactful. He encouraged researchers to dedicate more effort to innovation-driven research, highlighting that meaningful progress in education depends on strong evidence-based findings.
So this three-day conference has been very productive. First, it received participants from different countries, though the majority comes from our country, Rwanda, but we received participants from East African region, Southern Africa, like Zimbabwe and Malawi and Botswana, and also in some continent like Europe, our partners from United Kingdom, like Aberdeen University, and also from Finland, especially some universities. We have partnership, University of Helsinki and University of Tampere from Finland, and also some participants from Canada. That diversity of participants created also a diversity of opinion, which enriched the discussions and generated some good ideas which inform the take-home messages.
To more news on Friday, staff from the Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Emergency Management, the Ministry of ICT and Innovation, the Land Management Agency, the Water Resources Authority, and the Meteorological Services Agency came together to commemorate the 31st genocide, for the 31st time, the genocide perpetrated against the Tutsi. The event was held at the Ntarama Genocide Memorial in Bugesera district. The commemoration began with visits to different parts of the Ntarama Genocide Memorial. Over 500 employees laid flowers and paid their respects to the victims buried at the memorial. Ntarama in Bugesera is home to many Tutsi families, mostly survivors who were previously displaced from other parts of the country. Many were killed even before the genocide officially started. As recalled in the testimony of survivor Matilde Umwana Habandi Ibuka, the organization that advocates for the rights of genocide survivors, delivered a message urging everyone to support survivors in their journey of rebuilding and healing. The organization also expressed gratitude to the government for its continued care. Speaking on behalf of the participating ministries and agencies, the Minister of Emergency Management, retired Major General Albert Murasira, called on the government employees and all Rwandans to unite and work towards peace. The Ntarama Genocide Memorial is the final resting place for over 5,000 Tutsi victims of the genocide against the Tutsi. During the event, there were also a tribute to former employees of the Ministry of Environment and Tourism, Mineto, and its affiliated institutions who were victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Moving ahead, survivors of the genocide against the Tutsi in Bigogwe have expressed gratitude following the dignified reburial of the bodies of their loved ones at the newly constructed Bigogwe Genocide Memorial. The bodies were in the Nyundo Genocide Memorial for the past 2 years. From morning until the afternoon, more than 9,000 bodies of victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi were transferred from the Nyundo back to Bigogwe, where a modern, purpose-built memorial now stands. The ceremony was attended by families of those killed during the genocide against the Tutsi in Bigogwe. They welcomed the return, noting that the new memorial provides a dignified and respectful final resting place that honors the memory of the victims. The construction of the Bigogwe Genocide Memorial took over 2 years and was completed a month ago at a cost of more than 1.4 billion Rwandan francs. The site includes 3 key sections: a burial chamber for the bodies, an exhibition area documenting the history and facts of the genocide against the Tutsi, and a courtyard designed for commemoration activities. This reburial took place in preparation for the 31st commemoration of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, to be marked in Bigogwe on Sunday, April 18th. On that day, authorities in Rubavu district confirmed that additional recently discovered bodies of victims will also be laid to rest with dignity. Rubavu District Mayor Mulindwa Prosper noted that while the memorial's construction is complete, the exhibition and historical documentation components are still in progress. He said these will be developed in conjunction with similar upgrades planned for the Nyundo Genocide Memorial. Still on the 31st commemoration of the genocide against the Tutsi, elderly genocide survivors known as Intwaza and members of the group Humura Nturi Wenyine gathered at the Kigali Genocide Memorial to remember the victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. These survivors who live in Kigali expressed gratitude for the support they have received and for the sense of belonging they have regained. They shared how being part of the group helped them move out of isolation, allowing them to share both their grief and renewed hope for the future. Josephine Murebwayire, the leader of Humura Nturi Wenyine, thanked the government of Rwanda for its continued care and support for genocide survivors, especially the most vulnerable among them, such as Intwaza, particularly regarding access to health care and decent housing. Immaculée Kayitesi, president of Avega Gahuzo, the Association of Widows of the Genocide, reaffirmed their commitment to advocacy, reassuring that other survivors who still lack shelter and support are not left behind. The Nturi Wenyine group was originally formed with 64 members, all elderly genocide survivors. Over the years, some members have passed away, and the group now consists of 45 remaining survivors. Still on commemoration activities, the Deputy CEO at the Rwanda Medical Supply, Mutoni Diane, said that commemoration is a time to reflect on history and safeguard national achievements, and she reiterated this during the 31st commemoration of the genocide against the Tutsi. She also said that it is a vital opportunity to reflect on Rwanda's history and to preserve the progress the country has made. She delivered this message on Friday during the remembrance event organized by the RMS leadership and staff to mark the 31st commemoration of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Testimonies and discussions held at the RMS headquarters during the event recounted the horrific cruelty with which the genocide was carried out. Still on local matters, as Rwanda prepares to host the International Conference on Africa's Security, which will bring together over 600 participants from different parts of the world from more than 60 countries, which will be taking place from May 19th to 20th. The Executive Secretary of the ISCA, Ambassador Lieutenant General Frank Kamanzi, believes it is crucial for Africans to find their own solutions to safeguard the continent's security and development, as well as to promote accurate information about Africa. He highlighted this in an exclusive interview he had with our colleague Enora Gladys. Take a look.
So as the inaugural conference on international security, conference on Africa is coming close, we are sitting down with the Executive Secretary of ISCA, Ambassador Retired Lieutenant General Frank Kamanzi. Welcome very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, and yes, thank you so much. And today we'll be discussing the organization's much anticipated inaugural conference. We'll start by giving you a welcome again, and also please let us know, why was ISCA created in the first place?
ISCA was created in order to make a contribution to discussing and in fact providing a platform for discussing security issues that concern Africa, in addition to other similar organizations such as the Tana Forum and others. We mooted this in order to provide a platform where we can discuss African issues, provide a platform for giving the African voice on issues that concern security and development, as it were.
We started talking about the inaugural conference that is going to be taking place. When is it going to be taking place, and where is it going to be taking place?
The inaugural conference is taking place here in Kigali from the 19th to the 20th of May this year, and it will be taking place at the Kigali Convention Center. We expect to have guests from all over the world. As a matter of fact, we have so far guests from more than 60 countries all over the world, mainly from Africa.
And why do you think that this conference prepared by ISCA, why is it going to be important for Africa's security?
It will make an important contribution through undertaking discussions at the highest level by the policymakers, by different experts and researchers, and this is going to inform going forward decisions and policies that contribute towards peace and security on the continent, having discussed and being able to make informed and shared decisions as a result or at the end of the conference.
What does ISCA hope to achieve from this conference?
Once this conference is concluded, we'll be able to come up with the resolutions and the ideas developed during the course of the discussions. And these will be shared widely with the participants and different stakeholders. And we hope this is going to contribute. In addition, this one is going to be an annual conference. We hope to build from the achievements of this inaugural conference to inform further discussions and decisions going forward.
And what's the main aim of the conference?
The main aim of the conference is to make a contribution towards African solutions to African problems. And you can only get these solutions when you properly discuss and define some of these problems. And the major aim of the conference, among others, is to discuss these issues, define them properly, and come up with solutions or ideas that contribute towards solutions.
What are the main key issues or maybe key points that are going to be discussed during this conference?
Quite a number of issues. As a matter of fact, one of the things that will be discussed is the cost of misrepresenting Africa. One of the things that we should be discussing is the cost of Africa being misrepresented or underrepresented, if you want, whereby people or organizations will want to define or present our continent in a way that is not. So one of the things, or one of the themes of discussion will be the cost of that and what can be done to properly represent Africa in the media space and other fora, so that Africa has its proper space and image, and that is our responsibility as a continent and other stakeholders to properly represent Africa. In addition to other areas such as countering the threat of terrorism, securing critical infrastructure against cyber security, among others. So we'll be discussing a whole range of issues that affect the security of Africa and its development.
Thank you very much, sir. So that was the Executive Secretary of ISCA sharing perspectives and insightful ideas about the upcoming inaugural conference, ISCA, and also its contribution to Africa's security.
Muyobozi wa sosiyete, turakwibutsa ko buri sosiyete isabwa n'itegeko kubika ibitabo bya sosiyete ndetse no gushyikiriza RDB amakuru abikubiyemo. Ibyo bitabo birimo igitabo cy'abanyamigabane, icy'abagenewe inyungu ku migabane, inyandiko y'amakuru ya sosiyete, ibaruramari ngarukamwaka n'izindi. Gutanga amakuru y'ugenewe inyungu ku migabane wanyura kuri bo.rdb.rwa, naho gutanga izindi nyandiko ukanyura kuri org.rdb.rwa.
Nyiri muto arababwiraga data bati ntabwo wagira umukamo mwinshi utunze inkimi, ariko nigeze acika intege. Mama akinjira mu bucuruzi harabamubwiraga bati ntabwo watera imbere udakorera mu iduka rigezweho, ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza hari abanshidikanyagaho bavuga ko nashobora kaminuza naturuka mu muryango wifashije, ariko byaragiye nanditse amateka mashya. Igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze, bamwe bakomeje kumbwira bati ntabwo watera umuryango wawe ibyishimo n'ishema, ariko narabishoboye. Hari abakekaga ko nasigira umurage ukomeye abankomokaho, ariko ubu mfite uruganda rutunganya amata. Banki ya Kigali yabaye umufatanyabikorwa wanjye mu rugendo rwose, inzozi zanjye ziba impamo. Bigereho.
You're still watching RTV News. Now to the international scene. The U.S. President Donald Trump has concluded his diplomatic tour of the Middle East, making stops in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. He departed from the Abu Dhabi en route to Washington, D.C., and notably Trump bypassed Israel during his visit amid its expanding offensive across Gaza that killed at least 100 people on Friday. We have more with Al Jazeera.
With his Middle East tour complete, Donald Trump is returning to the United States, delivering on his promise of restoring manufacturing and creating jobs. Trump signed agreements in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, amounting to more than $2 trillion in commercial and defense contracts. There's global competition, and the White House says Trump's tour was designed to strengthen regional ties and reassert influence.
We have a president of the United States doing the selling. Do you think Biden would be doing it? I don't think so.
In addition to striking deals for new U.S. Boeing jets, GE aircraft engines, and deals in energy, healthcare, and artificial intelligence, Trump's business deals have established a new relationship for the U.S. with the Middle East, one that's less interventionist, more economic. Also notable this week was where Trump didn't go, Israel. The Trump administration's now engaging more directly with one-time adversaries. As the U.S., UK, French, and German national security ministers met in Istanbul to discuss Ukraine and Iran, on Friday, Trump confirmed Iran's considering a U.S. proposal to limit its nuclear program. This week, Trump also suggested the U.S. take Gaza and turn it into a so-called freedom zone. As Israeli strikes intensify across Gaza, Trump told reporters a lot of good things are going to happen over the next month.
We're looking at Gaza, and we got to get that taken care of. A lot of people are starving. A lot of people there's a lot of bad things going on.
Still, one of the biggest surprises this week was the shift in U.S. policy on Syria. After a decade of isolation, Trump not only dropped U.S. sanctions on Syria, but he also met with the country's new president. It's a geopolitical shakeup as the U.S. president explores his own brand of economic diplomacy. Kimberly Halkett, Al Jazeera.
This story marks the end of tonight's bulletin. On behalf of the entire news team, we thank you for joining us here on Rwanda Television for this bulletin. Until next time, stay safe and may you have a great weekend. Goodbye.